ho, ho! What's going on, everyone? This is your dude coming at you from the channel I Am Toys. If you guys don't, I can't stress how much it is important to hit that 4K option on the YouTube settings for this video, because this is one of the this is my figure of the year, man. It really is. This is the new Beto Matali, Freddy's Revenge, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, full custom figure that came out within the last couple months. Those of us who have been waiting for this figure, man, I pre-ordered this figure. I was the first person to pay back in 2019. I've been waiting almost 3 years for this piece. Some people jumped on in 2021 and some in 2022, and people thought they were waiting, or not my mistake, in 2020 and then 2021. And you guys thought that wait was long. Shoot, man, since 2019 here. So this is by far my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, man. And some of you are probably like, what, Freddy's Revenge? Isn't that the homoerotic one, man? Why would you like the homoerotic one? People need to get the hell out of here with that shit, man, because it is by far the best Freddy makeup out of every single one. And that is my opinion. Obviously, some people are going to disagree, but Kevin Yeager did the makeup for Part 2, Part 3, and I believe he did Part 4 as well. And those are my favorite makeups, honestly. I would probably throw Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, the original, probably maybe as my third favorite. But honestly, I don't know. I honestly think Part 2, 3, and 4 really trump the first makeup, to tell you the truth. I really, at least for me anyway. But Part 2 is my favorite, dude. It is the best makeup. It is the scariest iteration of Freddy Krueger out of all the films, next to maybe New Nightmare and the original. And some of you folks, when we were kids, we obviously watched it. Nobody picked up on the homoerotic undertones. The adults probably did, but even if you did, who cares? Like, if you were watching it, like, huh, there's some gay overtones in this movie. Yeah, well, who cares? It doesn't matter. It is still one of the best iterations of Freddy Krueger, man. And you can gripe with the story and the fact that he came out into the real world or whatnot, but there's all kinds of allegories and metaphors for the fact that he kind of clawed his way out of Jesse back into the real world, essentially possessed him. It was basically, if you had to look at it from a supernatural standpoint, it was almost like a possession film, I guess, in one way or another. Because he obviously did possess Jesse, and then through him came out into the real world. Wes Craven did disagree with that. And he didn't like it, but hey, you know, once you know, your rights are in the hands of the studio, you know, they're going to do whatever you want. They're going to do whatever they want. And honestly, it really wasn't that big of a deal, because this guy went on to be one of the biggest horror slasher icons you can ever possibly imagine in the world, man. But anyway, let's just get into this review. I'm going to quit blabbing, and you guys are going to be blown away by what I'm about to show you, because when I say that this is my favorite iteration of Freddy Krueger out of all the films, you're going to be like, no shit, this guy is telling the truth. And those of you who had any problems, who were thinking that the sweater was not going to look good, or there was something wrong with it or not accurate, look at the silhouette of this guy, man, as he's turning around. This is why I showed him this way for you first, so you could see the silhouette of this character. And those of you who are hardcore Freddy Krueger fans, you know this pose. This pose is essentially been made iconic by the first film and also in the second film. This pose specifically is just about almost spot on to the movie when he comes out in the pool scene and he's approaching this one guy and he's standing there, and his head's tilted down a little bit. He doesn't have his regular glove. This is when he's got the flesh glove, which is what I have on the hand right now as it's turning. But just look at that silhouette, man. And people got to remember, the sweater, they used multiple sweaters in the movie. They also, you have to remember that the sweater looks different from certain scenes as well. And there are multiple scenes in the movie where this sweater looks accurate. Trust me, I have no gripes with the new sweater at all. The previous run of this figure that came out 9, 10, 11 years ago was a great figure for its time. But as we have talked about in the custom hobby, sometimes things get outdated. You know, they really do, and you step it up. Sometimes collectors don't like that. Trust me, I don't like it either, because there are other figures in the works that I already possess that are going to get upgraded at some point, and they're probably going to be better than the originals, man. And this for sure is a upgrade, man, to the original when it comes to the paint, the sweater, everything. So I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna quick blab in. Let's flip over onto the other side and get some close-ups. Pan this guy slowly up as you see my little turn base. But wow, man. Dude, like I said, figure of the year for me, man. This piece is a step up, like I said, in every single damn way, man. It's just sick. Absolutely sick, man. Like, I can't even, I'm speechless, dude. Like, this is a dream come true for me because of how much I love this film. And like I said, the paint, the sweater, everything is just a step up, dude, from the original run. It really is. And I'm gonna zoom up in on them. We'll start from the front first as I go out of focus there. So this is number 3 of 20. I actually have number 1 of 20 as well because, like I said, I'm a psychotic fan. And I ended up picking up another one because this is how crazy I am about this damn movie, dude. The shoes have a little bit of wear on it. Not as worn as the original run, but there is some wear on it. The pants, I don't know if there's really any weathering on the pants at all, but these are different pants from the original as well. These are a little baggier to suit the film. And people always want to knock Beto, and I used to knock Beto too every once in a while on not having weathering on his shirts. And this sucker is weathered, dude. There is weathering. It is dirty. You saw that even when I had this guy turning around. And it is weathered and dirty. Can't say it enough. He did a terrific job on this sweater, man, or at least Lou Santos did. And I almost forgot, you know, I sometimes forget to mention Lou. This is not just Beto Matali, but this is Beto Matali and Lou Santos. Lou Santos actually does all the tailoring. Beto does the sculpt, you know, the paint, you know, everything on the hat and everything, the hands, the sculpts, you know, you name it, weathering. But Lou Santos is the one who does the tailoring. And like I said, man, I have no gripes with this sweater, dude, at all, man. And the paint, dude, is an amazing step up from the original paint. There's even this nice, more of a wet gloss to it, like it should, because I've always had a peeve for when I see custom Freddy sculpts, especially part 2, and it doesn't have that wet kind of look, because it should. You know, there's always this little moisture, you know, to his face, and it does have it. It's just, man, this piece, dude, is absolutely sick. Just crazy from top to bottom, dude. Crazy. And yeah, I am happy, guys, as you can tell. And as we go down, we'll show you the glove. I'm not sure if this glove is stepped up or not, but obviously it's got a fresh, you know, probably paint application, not meaning fresh done yesterday, but meaning a more nuanced paint app since, you know, it's been a while since he did the Freddy 2 gloves. And these are pretty accurate to the movie as well. You get the new nameplates, and there's also the screaming head. I'll show you that later. But I'm going to show you this guy. I'm going to show you this guy without the hat on too. So let's take that off. The unveiling of the figure without the hat. But like I said, man, it's such a step up in every way. And as you can see, dude, it has that moisture effect like it should, because he has that, especially in the second film, more than any other movie. Look at that, dude. Just incredible, man. Incredible figure, dude. And I'm going to show you guys some other stuff, the second head. And you guys are going to get an idea that how serious I am when I say that this is my favorite iteration of Freddy Krueger out of all the films in the franchise. So we'll show you one last shot, and we'll get into the other head. Man, dude. So I hope I showed you enough shots of this sweater too, man. But like I said, I got no gripes with this sweater. I think it's on to the movie, especially particular scenes. Again, they use different sweaters. Promo shots, they even use different sweaters. but this one is rock solid for me, man. Just incredible fucking piece, man. So let's show you now a different look. So another classic, iconic pose. You know, the old, you're all my children now, iconic pose. And this is a whole new figure, as you will see from the COA. This is number 1 of 20. And I've got the screaming head there, and I'll show you a quick pose of that as well. And as I say, on the paint application, you see little variations. You know, this one's a little different from the other one. I'll show you without the hat off as well. But fucking amazing figure, guys. Not gonna pan everything or show you shoes on this because they're generally the same. But this is the screaming head on this one. This one actually has a darker paint application, more contrast. And that brain is rubber, guys. Rubber! The rubber brain is back. It's actually squishy. Where there was a run where it did not have a squishy brain, it was just sculpted. So those of you who have the original know what I'm talking about. Those of you who have the sculpted know what I'm talking about as well, because I had that set as well. Just a fucking amazing figure, man. Let me show you without the hat on, and now without the hat on. Paint application on these heads are sick. And I love it that there is some variation on them, because again, it makes each one unique. Just absolutely amazing. Like I said, man, step up from the original. I have virtually no gripes really with this figure. Could I nitpick? I'm not even going to, man. Because the nitpicks are really not even worth it for me. Just sick, man. And let me show you guys a more close-up of the flesh hand, or a better close-up. So this is a brand new sculpt, brand new paint from the original. It's a little more accurate. I actually did some pauses in the film. When he's coming out of Jesse, you can see the hand really well. And it's a couple other shots. And yeah, I would say it's a little bit more accurate because the hand is a little bigger, like it should be. And as you can see, like I said, number 1 of 20, so this is a whole new set. And then let me show you it turned around. This is the palm of the hand. And if you actually pause it in the movie, Beto actually put some of the same indentations. There are some inaccuracies. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily inaccuracies, but things that could have been added that are not there. But otherwise, he did make it more accurate to the movie. And if you pause the film certain shots and you really want to look, you can. But this would be one of those nitpicks that could have been even pushed further. As far as accuracy, sure. I love it that you can see the little bit of blood up there on the fingertips. Just sick, man. But some of these cuts and wounds, they are in the same positions as they are in the movie. Rubber brain. You've got the body, I've got the brain. I'm enamored with this fucking set, guys. I'm telling you, man. Absolutely enamored. All right, let's get on to one of the last looks. It's now the unveiling of the prototype. Shit looks sick, don't it? So this is a different body, but one of the heads from the new set. And it's a little different. Sweater's a little different, pants are a little tighter. This is a 1 of 1. This is the initial prototype. This actually came with the prototype heads, but I made a deal with another collector, Mr. Joe B. And we traded for a couple things. And I took the prototype body and the COA and Kept it because I knew when the new set came, I wanted more ways to display both heads, but I decided to become even crazier and actually buy a second set of the new set in addition to also having this. And the sculpt and the paintwork on this, man, is, again, just fucking top notch, man. Rubber brain look, the screaming face. You gotta make sure you have this in a dynamic pose, or at least expressive, if you know what I mean. Because the face is open, right? You know, or the mouth is open. So you wanna make sure that you make it make sense. And people got to remember when you pose these figures, one day I should do a video on it. You want to make sure, you know, you just look up screenshots, you know, or shots of the film on Google. And you will be able to get ideas of what Robert Englund and how he carried himself, you know, how he presented himself. So that way you can mimic the poses. Get the lines right. But this figure is sick, man, as well. And happy to have them all in the collection, man. This is something that I'm definitely not going to be getting rid of any of the three rather, anytime soon. So here's a little bit of a closer look. This sculpt, as you can see when compared to the other one that I showed you, is a little fleshier, which I think is accurate to the overall tones of his skin. But the one that has the darker contrast that I showed you technically is great as well, because in this scene when it happens, it's really dark. So having those darker contrasts are probably a little better, more accurate. But it's nice, again, having both, because that way I can do both. You know, I can do both looks, which is, you know, what a psycho like me needs to be able to do. Oh man, but this shit is sick, man. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna show you a quick shot of all three of these in the detolf. And that's gonna be it, man. But real quick too, I'm gonna try to get up on the rubber brain a little bit more so you guys can see that. Look at that, dude, as I go fucking away from it. Here's a closer shot of the rubber brain. You get some nice little details and blood around the ridges, the boundaries. It's just sick, man. Like I said, this thing is a step up in every way, man. Step up in every way. So let me show you guys final look of this in the detolf, all three, and then that'll be it. So you guys are gonna get a little peek of the collection too as well, as we come in here and I show you all three of these guys. My Beto Part 1, just did a review on him. So I got the prototype here on the second shelf, because I want to be able to see the top of the brain. Got that classic pose up here. And then I got You're All My Children Now down here, because I want to be able to see him looking up. But yeah, man, that's it. Like I said, figures of the year for me, man, or figure release of the year for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review and that look. And I'm about to fall down backing over a damn chair, but I'll see you guys at the next video, depending on whatever that is. Deuces, peeps.